Katt Williams is calling out Kevin Hart in a big way. He's saying Kevin might have had something to do with Shannon Sharpe getting into trouble, and Katt even claims he has proof. Everyone knows Katt and Kevin don't really get along, but this takes things to another level. Katt's comments are serious, and now people are really starting to pay attention to what he's saying about Kevin. Back in that big 2024 interview with Shannon Sharpe, Katt already called out Kevin, and now he says Kevin's still mad and plotting something. Katt claims Kevin's been teaming up with powerful people in the industry to go after Shannon. Gabriella Zuniga, the woman suing Shannon right now, isn't just some random person. Katt says she's actually connected to all this, so people are saying her family has some connections in the industry, and she was sent to trick Shannon into this whole mess. Apparently it was all a setup from the beginning, and here's the crazy part, it gets worse. Shannon kind of messed up by talking about younger women in some old interviews, and now the industry's using that against him. Katt isn't staying quiet about this either. He called out Kevin, saying Kevin totally sold out Shannon. And it's not the first time Katt has said Kevin sold out. Remember that time Kevin went on SNL wearing a lace front wig and a dress? Kevin once said he'd never do something like that to get ahead, but then he went and did it anyway. And it happened around the time when it felt like every black male celeb on TV was wearing a dress just to get more famous. And when Kevin went back on his word, a lot of folks felt like he had sold out. Things really blew up after Dave Chappelle spoke out about it during his interview with Oprah. When Dave Chappelle was filming with Martin Lawrence, something weird happened. The producers tried to get him to wear a dress for a scene, but Dave wasn't having it. He straight up refused and stood his ground. As soon as Dave said no, the producers pulled out a whole new script, like they were already prepared for him to say no. That made people wonder, why were they so ready, and what's really going on behind the scenes? Dave's interview got everyone talking. Fans, reporters, and even celebrities couldn't stop buzzing about it. Soon, reporters started asking other stars what they thought about what Dave said. Of course, Kevin Hart got asked too. He confidently said he'd never wear a dress, like it was some kind of serious rule for him. But guess what? Not long after, Kevin showed up on SNL wearing a wig and a dress like it was no big deal. People were shocked. How do you say one thing, then do the exact opposite on live TV? It all started when people began saying Kevin was playing dirty to get ahead. Back then, Kevin wasn't just some random actor struggling to find work, but he wasn't a big star yet either. He was still trying to make it big, hungry for his big moment. So when the chance came, he didn't think twice. When people started calling him out and saying he was acting differently, Kevin didn't waste time. He went straight to Twitter to explain himself. He said wearing the dress was his own choice, and nobody forced him to do it. Kevin wanted everyone to know he made his own decisions, but not everyone bought it. Some people still thought he wasn't being totally honest. Katt Williams had a lot to say when he was asked about what went down, and he didn't hold back. He straight up called Kevin Hart a sellout, but at the same time, he said he didn't really blame him. According to Katt, this wasn't just about Kevin. He said Hollywood's been pulling this kind of thing for years, making black men wear dresses just to climb the ladder of fame. To Katt, Kevin was just another guy being told how to play the game. But it wasn't only about Kevin going against what he said before. Katt had another reason for calling him out. At the time, Katt was being pushed out of the industry, and guess who was being set up to take his place? Yep, Kevin Hart. Kevin was the perfect guy for the system, according to Katt. He always followed orders, never asked questions, and did whatever he was told, even if it meant ignoring his own values. That's exactly the kind of person Katt refused to be, and Hollywood didn't like that one bit. So when Kevin's career started taking off, Hollywood turned its back on Katt. They didn't just ignore him, they tried to make people forget he even existed. Suddenly, all these crazy rumors started spreading, saying Katt was a total mess behind the scenes. People were calling him out as this out-of-control disaster, and just like that, no one called him for work anymore. No roles, no offers. Hollywood completely shut him out. Katt Williams went through a tough time where he had to step away from the spotlight for a while, but in 2018 he made a big comeback, and the first thing he did, he went straight after Kevin Hart. He started calling him out and talking about what he thought was fake behavior. At first, Katt didn't mention Kevin's name directly in that interview, but Kevin still got super upset about it. He went on The Breakfast Club and was seriously fired up. He called Katt a failure and said the only reason Katt didn't make it to the top was because he chose bad choices, like substances, over success. Katt Williams didn't hold back when he called out Kevin Hart. Katt said there's no way Kevin could have gotten so famous so fast without some big-time people helping him out. According to Katt, Kevin's success wasn't just hard work. It was because powerful people in the industry were pulling the strings and writing checks to keep him in line. Katt also made it clear he's not like other celebrities who take hush money to stay quiet about the darker side of Hollywood. He said he's never played along with that, and because of it, he's had to deal with the consequences. Katt said he got blacklisted in Hollywood after refusing to do a scene in Friday After Next. The scene was supposed to show him being violated, and the producers thought it would be funny. But Katt didn't think so. He said there's nothing funny about that kind of trauma, so he refused to film it. After the movie was done, things started going downhill for him. He claimed he was suddenly cut out of projects, and the roles he was supposed to get started going to Kevin Hart instead. Katt said it's because Kevin didn't question anything. He just did whatever the script told him to do. No complaints, no boundaries. That's the kind of person Hollywood wanted. Kevin didn't exactly respond to what Katt said, but he didn't ignore it either. Instead, he threw some shade in a sneaky way. While commenting at a New York Knicks versus Philadelphia game, Kevin made some jokes about Katt. He said something about Katt buying the Knicks and dropping them off at the game, trying to make it seem like it was just a harmless joke. Katt Williams said Kevin Hart might not be as chill as he seems. Apparently, Kevin was upset and tried to stop Shannon Sharpe from saying certain things. People think this might be true because after Katt talked about some folks on his show, Shannon's show started having problems. Now, everyone's wondering if Kevin had something to do with it. To make things even messier, Shannon Sharpe is dealing with a lawsuit right now, and some people think Kevin might be involved in that too. The woman suing Shannon, Gabriella Zuniga, isn't just anyone. She's reportedly related to Daphne Zuniga, a famous actress. People are putting the pieces together and thinking the shared last name isn't just a coincidence. It's a pretty wild situation. Some people think Kevin and a few big execs might have teamed up to bring Shannon down. When Gabriella started getting famous, they thought she'd be perfect for their plan. They picked a young woman with Hollywood connections to make the whole thing look smooth and natural. But honestly, Shannon didn't help himself much either. In a bunch of interviews, he openly talked about liking younger women, which gave people plenty of reasons to go after him. Now, let's be real, Shannon's not exactly innocent here. He got himself into trouble by chasing after young women on social media, especially Instagram. That's a risky move when you're a public figure. If Shannon had made different choices, like dating someone older and more mature, someone who could guide him, it might have been harder for anyone to take him down. But instead, he made decisions that ended up hurting him, and now he's dealing with the fallout. A lot of people think Shannon wasn't careful enough with his career or reputation. They believe he caused his own downfall because of the way he handled things. But some wonder if there's more to the story. Maybe Kevin was behind it all, pulling strings to set Shannon up. And then you've got Katt Williams, who's called Kevin a sellout before. Is Katt just bitter because he feels replaced? Or could there be some truth to what he's saying? Shannon's situation has everyone talking. Was it his own bad decisions that brought him down? Or was this all part of a bigger plan by powerful people? It's tough to know for sure, but one thing's clear. Shannon's actions played a huge role in how everything turned out.